Israel is roughly the size of New Jersey. 10 million people. It has no oil. It's surrounded by countries that have, at various points, all tried to destroy it. And it is a technological, military, and economic power that punches so far above its weight that people assume there must be a conspiracy. There isn't one. There's a reason. And it's not a comfortable reason. Israel is powerful because it has never once had the option of losing. That's not a metaphor. Every neighbor that attacked it announced, in advance and in public, what would happen if they won. That's the founding condition of the country. Most nations, if they lose a war, lose territory or a government. Israel, if it loses a war, ceases to exist, and everyone in it knows exactly what that means, because most of them, or their grandparents, already lived through the last attempt. That focuses a nation. Now, where the power actually comes from. Start with the desert. Israel inherited malarial swamp and salted rock. It could have stayed that. Instead, it invented drip irrigation, a technology that now feeds people on every continent, and pioneered desalination at a scale that turned a water-poor country into a water exporter in a region dying of thirst. That's not a defense industry. That's an agriculture problem solved so thoroughly it became an export. That pattern repeats everywhere. Scarcity produced innovation because there was no other exit. Then the people. Here's the part almost nobody knows, and it's the real engine. Over 800,000 Jews were expelled from Arab and Muslim countries: Iraq, Yemen, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Syria. Communities older than Islam itself. Baghdad was roughly a third Jewish. Some were given 24 hours to leave. Property seized. Bank accounts frozen. They arrived in Israel with nothing. And Israel took them in and made them citizens, which is the exact opposite of what the Arab League instructed its members to do with Palestinian refugees, where citizenship was deliberately forbidden to keep them stateless from birth to death. Today, roughly half of Israel's Jews descend from those refugees. A country that absorbed a refugee population nearly the size of its own existing population and made them citizens, doctors, engineers, and soldiers within a generation. That's not luck. That's a policy, and it's the policy nobody else in the region adopted. Then the diversity nobody mentions. Joshua Washington estimates that 70 to 80% of the couples he meets in Israel come from completely different origins: Iraqi and Yemeni, Ashkenazi and Ethiopian, Moroccan and Polish. Israel is a genuine melting pot, and melting pots are engines. They produce the friction that produces ideas. And it isn't only Jews. 2 million Arab citizens out of 10 million, 20% of the country. They vote. They legislate. They sit on the Supreme Court. And some of them volunteer for the army when nobody requires them to. Yahya Mohammed, an Israeli Arab Muslim raised to believe Jews were the eternal enemy, served as an IDF combat soldier. The Druze volunteer for combat units at the highest rate of any community in Israel, higher than Jews. That's a country whose minorities defend it. That is not a weakness disguised as a strength. That is a strength. Then the institutions. Israel is the only democracy in the region, and I mean the working kind, not the decorative kind. It removes sitting prime ministers by election. Its press savages its own government daily. Its Supreme Court overrules its own parliament. Its citizens fill the streets in protest against their own leadership in the middle of a war. Compare that to its neighbors. Gaza hasn't held an election since 2006. Everyone there under 37 has never voted for anything. When Gazans organized a day of rage against Hamas, armed men were sent into the streets and protesters were threatened with execution as collaborators. Democracies are powerful for boring reasons. They correct errors. Dictatorships repeat them because nobody can tell the leader he's wrong. And then, the thing people miss entirely. Israel is powerful and it keeps offering to give the power away. It returned the entire Sinai Peninsula to Egypt, 3 times its own size, oil fields included, for a peace treaty that has held 45 years. It withdrew completely from Gaza in 2005, unilaterally, asking nothing. A country that only wanted power would not do that. Twice. So here's the honest summary. Israel is powerful because it was given exactly one option: be strong enough to survive, or don't survive. And it took the 800,000 people the region threw away and built the strongest country in that region out of them. That's not a conspiracy. That's what happens when you tell a people for 2,000 years that they have nowhere to go, and then one day they stop believing you.